I'm just having a long day. I mean, it's short, but not like a day. I really don't know. I've been just chilling. I feel like my liner kind of flip out. Wait a second. I don't know what is going on. Wait a minute. I need to fix this. Mm, 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 mm. Don't move. I had this case. Had like a mirror. Kind of crazy, but yeah. How everybody's doing? Hope all of you are great. This has been a little bit chaotic, I will say. But I just wanna chat here. This eye is kind of tearing up at the same other eye. Even though it's pretty late, it's kind of weird as well. I watched a movie today and it wasn't how I expected because I only get to this movie because of one scene, but the movie. Wait a minute. The movie just captured what I wanted to see. And yeah, well, I'm doing well. Second. Oh, this is a slide. Hold on a minute. Just a minute. Just a minute. Wait a minute. Okay, I'm back. No, no soy de España. I'm not Japanese. Nada de eso. solo soy de Perú y ya. I can place. Um, it's pretty great design compared to the chair. But I got to show you some books that I got. These are the books. They're all in Spanish, but I love them so much. It's called The Numbers, Números, in Español. In Spanish, I basically teach you to count 1 to 100 and like have many games. And I love these bees. Like 100 bees, but all of that is in Spanish. And my grandma allowed me to take this for a little moment because she will give it in a moment, I don't know, unless I finish these books. One of my favorite ones is this. The tiny version I showed once in a live on Twitch. And now I got the color version, which I love. That's what I always keep my inner child. Originally, this book is called Le Petit Prince, and it's a French book. So I love that. And I don't know, that's what I always keep my child on me because I always see people that were like the adults, like that are over anxious and over whatever. And there's one that always count the stars and sell the stars and always is all over, and that shows overconsumption or like being always thinking about money and not other things. And there is a lot of planets that kind of do that. Even though there is a planet for people that drink a lot, that it's a sad planet. And yeah, I'm learning things. I'm recovering what I left behind. I mean, dinosaurs really didn't like. I was hoping that it will change that topic. Like, I will, whenever I will feel that, I will always come back and I retake it, but that changed. So I'm recovering my love for math. Hold on a sec. I'm recovering my love for math, which is something that I kind of had before because of my dad. It was always strict in that sense. So when somebody restrict me in something, I'm always gonna run. That is my coping mechanism. So I always run out from math. Like, it doesn't matter if I have 11, I always run out, but like I'm finding a good way to come back to that. You know what I mean? It's kind of a lot of like, but that was pretty much what was going on. But I love this one as well. I mean, this is the oldest one. It's from Venezuela. And it's a Latin drawings. It's the oldest. It's in the 68. And this had drawings and had like stars. And I have good calligraphy. And you can see it, that you can complete. But I'm not drawn to the drawings and like how people like actually took the time to do these kind of beautiful drawings. But like most of these things, this is my favorite page of this book. Like, this is like a family book. They can have for your greatest grandma, to your mom, your dad, your cousin, like everyone just there. And as well, there is this one. This is me, but this is in Spanish, this one. And we had oh, this is a cute one. This is like a little kid. Like going there. Although I know historically this was a time when, look at that. This was a time when historically a lot of the drawings was to make fun of some people, racism. Some of them were not, but like I feel like Venezuela was not one of those countries. And this is my favorite page when I start in the book. And as well from the Principito, this is one of my favorite ones that explains also my anxiety and a little bit my depression. But we're gonna start first with how I see love for someone. So the Principito basically loved this sort of prince loved his rose, and he was a little bit like into it or whatever, and like he always had this mission to like always clean the baobabs with like the planet that he was living in. And so I always did the same. Like I always feel like my room is my little planet and my mind is the same. And if I don't clean up, that will end up like that. So that's kind of like a little way to explain you what was my going on with my mind and all of that. I don't like being suppressed to anything that I do believe. One of my favorite parts of this book as well is this when the snake was threatening the prince. No, I'm carrying lashes. I'm wearing lashes right now. Wait, how did deja vu? Oh my gosh, that's weird. But like the snake was threatening the Principito to basically show a lot of roses, and he basically could not like tempt the Principito to like pick other rose because all of them look and speak the same. And so he was like, no, they're not the same as my rose. And like, it's so beautiful to be like, when you pick someone, it's like to long term, like you think on that person and you don't see other people around you, or like more special mode or whatever. Like you just focus in one person. Doesn't matter qualities because the rose like had this at the first, because both of them were kind of mature to love each other. They were like more like the rose was kind of jealous and was like, "Why do you look at me? What are you?" And like the Principito was more like chill back a little bit, and like he didn't know how to give the love that he was expecting. Sí, sí, recuerdo. Fue cuando estaba sentada y me hablaron de que hace 5 o 6 años estaba en desamor. Tamara, mi consejo de ir a terapia, porque me voy a graduar de terapia. Estaba tomando terapia, voy a salir de ella. Ahora estoy cada 15. Muy rápido también, ya no. Yo a veces siento que mi terapeuta está como, ya no, ya mucho, ya. Ven. ¿Cómo va todo, pero contigo? ¿Tomaste terapia? ¿Va yendo bien? ¿No hay terapia en tu país? En mi país hay dos tipos de terapia, la particular y la estatal. Yo tomo la estatal, así que entiendo si alguien no puede tomar terapia. Te escucho y te leo. Dime qué pasa. Bueno, todo ese tiempo. En el momento que se sientan cómodos, me avisan. Pero bueno, yo sí tuve momentos de desamor horribles. No, no era por el tema del este. Sí tuve. Like always I have moments where I genuinely feel pissed down because of like love and all of that, and I always felt off. But like there was one time that someone looked at me in a way that it really caught my attention because their eyes were lighting, and I really couldn't understand. My coffee talk, I will talk about that, but more in deep, more in depth. But like in this moment when I couldn't really tell because I always was focusing to that no one likes of me, no one really listens to me or whatever. I really need to be okay with the fact that there's people that also like me. So it's always about focus that will make you be blind for people to notice the behavior that they have about you. And it's not always about yourself. Like there could be many reasons, and I know that I have safe attachment because it doesn't matter if someone is or not. It's like I'm always putting logic, and even though that I read a book that is called Logic, that talk about these things and talk about these topics or talk about these emotions. I always read about psychology and stuff like that. Not to manipulate people, but to convert that kind of pain into something more good for people. You know what I mean? It's heartbreaking whenever I see people or like videos of like girls or boys. I don't know, dating, whatever. People in general just telling how to manipulate, how to make create, how to create an addiction in someone because it can be addictive. You know, in like in some in a dynamic with somebody that's not healthy. So I'm always like, is this be promoting in a healthy way or just being out of that? So my channel is mainly based on getting out from that. I don't consider that it's healthy to promote that, but you can be playful. You can be playful. That's all the things that I love. It's not about being playful with my emotions, no, because the minute that I saw them, and that I go, that's it. But it's interesting to even though see that, and I know some people do that because they feel scared, which is a shadow of manipulation. That even though I work a lot on myself, that you don't need to feel scared. That take the word of someone. If they tell that they love you, they love you. You don't need to portray anything. You don't need to be like whatever. Like you just need to take it. That's why I feel like I became to feel less anxious besides my diet because I've been lowering my caffeine levels. And so that allowed me to just chill back and be like, yeah, I feel so good now. Sometimes I think I'm like fine. And I don't make a question being like, what are they will doing? They will be doing something or whatever. I'm just chilling. And even though that I'm single at this moment, I'm really chilling. And yeah, I take the advice from someone, but 50-50 I would say because I didn't find someone there. There's one funny story time that I had to tell you that I learned for the first time that I don't know, but I'm also sensitive to smells because. But let's focus into this story time about like lies and all that. So there's one guy that was at the gym, and I don't know if it's just about me that I'm kind of more open. Like, if I like someone, I will hug them a lot. If I'm into someone, I try to be more closer. You know, I'm not like just a little. You know what I mean? So I saw this couple at the gym, and I couldn't tell that they were like a couple, right? So they were like basically training separately, but like there was one specific time where there this girl was helping this guy to lift their like um weight, and I was like, okay, but I couldn't really tell. So when I was in the bathroom in the waiting line, I was waiting for go to the bathroom to change, like it basically change to my gym clothes to finally leave the gym. I see this girl that was asking me like if this guy were like talking to other girls, and I couldn't really like speak because this guy never asked me out, just helped me with like two workouts, stuff like that. And I was like, yeah, there's no talking. I mean, I've been focusing to my thing. What I need to be worried about other man. He was just working out in front of me. Like he teaching me two workout routines, like two ways to use the machines. So I can build well my back area. And that was pretty much what was going on. I was like, if I explained it, I made it take kind of that a little bit. If I explained it, then I need to explain why, so that I need to explain that. Then I need to explain too, but like he didn't come with that thing, so then I remember all of that. And I was thinking for a little bit, and I was like, no, that shit didn't happen. To kind of also don't make a lot of big deal because it wasn't something like, oh my gosh, like it was just like you need to do this and do that. And I love when people like recommendation because I'm kind of beginner and I always was like old school without help, without someone seeing me, without no help at all. I was just doing my thing in my room, in my yard. That's pretty much it. I didn't do much of it because if you're a Peruvian, you're a Latin, you know that you can even do from scratch your weights at home. And I just hang, I will be like that, and that's it. So that's when I learned that it's basically better to don't make like a big deal, like some stuff. You know, it's better to don't do a lot of big deal. But I can explain how someone else could on band-aids. Like this is for a candle. This is really curious. My grandma got like this. This is like for the little one, for the bigger one. The little one and the bigger one. And I always turn the candle with my fingers. I don't use any candy holders. Like I can't. I just and that's it. I can. It's quite easy. As soon as you get in practice, it's my bad. It's quite good. This is okay. Guess first, and then we'll explain you. I thought that it was witch at first. I was like, what even to grandma? But like she explained this is for me, and I was like, what do you think I'm into? So guess what this is? This is for incense. Okay, you put like the Palo Santo or a concoction of herbs, and you burn it. And you had it here, and you basically just did it. And it's way practical than actually making other things. Did not have the time to do cleansings because everything was pretty much well, in a sense, was not like was not like a was a a normal well. But one of the most funny things that happened is that whenever I'm looking at my arms and like, oh my gosh, I have scars in my arms and right here, and it's not because I did something to my arms. It's because my cat scratched me. So I'm like, at least I'm grateful that it's not because I didn't did that to myself. So yeah. Mm-mm-mm. Can I comment something funny that happened to me? Someone really assumed that I was in a relationship with someone, but that wasn't that happening. I was pissed out that day. I fall asleep. Was like, hear me out. I'm still single. I'm still single. But I appreciate the try for make me lose my singleness. There's sometimes that I'm being like, I'm still single. So I won't feel jealous and I will come back to bed. Because when you're single, like, you need to be for real. You cannot feel jealous at all. And I wanted to teach you how to not be easy provoking in any type of sense. Because I know people are easy to provoke, but the thing about like being heart provoking is basically to see what you like and not like comparing something that you don't like with loss that you do that, but like managing in a way that you can compare into live it is better, way better than do what you do. But like that was a ultimatum when you can handle really. But the biggest way that I would say to be heart provoking is basically to not getting attached to what you saw or you passed for. And it's hard to believe. It's not dissociating, but it's just taking what you had. Let's say I see someone else, like I like them, or I don't know, I'm really feel frustrated because they don't act the way that I want to. And it's not because you don't want to be harmed themselves, but like you genuinely want to the best for them. You know what I mean? That's why you tell to yourself. That's why you maybe want to be hard. But like instead of being hard, you're like, I will try and find a way to be the most that I can to just let them know, but not in a radical way. So in that way, you handle what you felt and you let that know. For example, whenever I kind of frustrated because my brother is not getting in, like I'm like, oh my gosh, one of my brothers doesn't understand. Like he's just a little boy, and I don't know what is going on. And I genuinely wanted to like being like, why? Like I want to scream and be like, I just tell them like I do this and they're back and they've been like, keep focused, please. Keep focused. So in that way, I let them know, but it's not radical. I'm minimizing what I felt in it, bare minimum way. That's what your diet. I'm lowering coffee alone. That's my mood without coffee. My family even though think that I'm high. But I'm not. I'm just lowering my caffeine levels. Yeah. Just lowering my caffeine levels. For some of you also that didn't see this yesterday, this is the incense holder. So you can see the hole right here. I also have like a rock, like a big rock. Just a couple things. But the thing that I can't figure out how to make actually is tulips. But they're quite easy. I want to find like a flower, like a rose, but like a rose that it could be for crochet, but it can be like a tulip way. It just need to be. I feel like a tulip is a combination from like tulip and like petals that you can do from crochet because I also love crocheting. It's one of my favorite things. Whenever I'm bored, I'm like, let me crochet a little bit. But I'm pretty chill. Pretty chill. I eat well. I'm not as hungry as I was in the morning because my hunger is kind of getting a little bit less, a little bit on. I eat 6 times a day, but like in the small portions, not that I eat a big amount. I know me as well. I know me. At work, I would say I was a little bit starving, even though I drink like juices and stuff like that. I was a little bit starving because I don't know, it was draining. And you know what was the hardest part to see that the work that I was in. So the work that I was in kind of lost a little bit of the clients when I quit being working there, and I feel like that was when my boss really valued my work more than ever, even though after all that I passed for, that I saw what I saw, like many things were going on. And I was not over pleasing because I know when you're over pleaser, you cannot be like that. And it's different when you're at a waitress at different type of countries because at the place I was in working, I was not just serving food or serving like um, ice cream. It was basically carrying fruits, a lot of boxes of fruits, and carrying milk, carrying a lot of stuff, and that was kind of a little bit more exhausting to me. So when I saw that these two girls were like getting there and like basically just feeling, I don't know, just feeling a little bit lost and whatever, and they kind of didn't pick up what was like selling and stuff. And I saw that they had like in this place like many, I don't know, like all the things that they were selling were not selling in a sense. I feel a little bit bad, but like I was like this work was draining. It's not for everyone to have this work that is multitasking because you cannot do one thing to another. But it rescues some good experiences as well. Even though from the old job that I had, it was a waitress, but like in more like in a bougie place where people had their own things, their own missions and stuff like that. But I was having foreign rights a lot. So yeah. Although I learned to print, to design, to do things, to like serve, stuff like that. So yeah, it was pretty fun. Not that fun the end, but yeah. I always love to do horror makeup, and when I had emergency class, I was really covered in blood and fake blood that I did by myself because I'm very picky with the smell, and I know that the blood also has their own smell. So when it comes to like this emergency class that were like cosplaying a person that was suffering from something, I was in this kind of